I have with me my sister, representing Asari Toro Akukutoro Federal Constituency. We didn't come to protest. We have only come to show solidarity. We are elected to work in Abuja, and we have been away for some time. There have been some happenings in the state. So at the slightest opportunity, my committee had to do the budget defense yesterday, but this morning I found my way here. So we are only coming to encourage the governor and to tell Rivers people that this is a position. This is the position of their representatives. This is the position of the law. Offer explanation where necessary. Also engage with our constituents to understand if there's any shift in the position that they have taken. And I understand that there is no shift. They have not changed what they have asked me to do. And what have they asked me to do is to stand with the governor that they elected. We have asked a question. The governor himself asked a question. What is my offense? What is the crime that I have committed? What are the infractions? Nobody has been able to offer us any reason. The only thing I heard was that, oh, he has not paid some money. Even the federal government owes debt. I'm not taking that it is correct, but assuming but not conceding, the federal government of this country, it has some liabilities somewhere. So if you have not been paid your salary for 1 month, is that why you want to impeach a governor? You forgot that people sent you to the House of Assembly, and some other incendiary comments that has come up. So we have come to say, Your Excellency, we are with you, and people who voted for us, who supported us, who campaigned alongside with us to support you become governor of Rivers State are also with us, and they are telling you, keep up the good work that you are doing. That's exactly why we're here. The president of this country, a few days back, while admonishing fellow heads of states and government of West African sub-region, declared that the only solution to incessant violent takeover of government is good governance. Bring it down to where we are. What can guarantee that there is no violence in this environment? The only thing that can guarantee that there is no infraction in this environment is good governance. If you reduce it further, that good governance that we're talking about hinges on the rule of law. And it is a settled fact, a settled matter as given by this. I'm not a lawyer, but it's given facts. It has been declared by the Supreme Court. Their words, their declaration are final, legally speaking. And what did they say? That if a man who has been elected on the platform of a political party so decides to abandon that political party and goes elsewhere, he should forget about the seat. The only condition is that there has to be a division within the People's Democratic Party. And as we speak, you and I know, even those on the other side, they know that there is no division. That somebody left to contest for governorship and an acting secretary was put in place. There is no vacuum anywhere. There is no division in our party. So they should be honest enough. They should be honest enough to do what the law says. As lawmakers, you cannot be lawbreakers. So, as it is, their seats are vacant. They are no longer known to us as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. First of all, they should even begin to vacate the official residence. They have privilege to be there because they are members of the House of Assembly. They are not there on their own. So they should vacate the place and INEC conduct fresh elections. That is the position of the law.
And that is the position of the people around Fubara himself. So to them, Tinubu is just playing this. In fact, it has already turned to tribal. Yeah, it has turned to tribal problem in Rivers State right now. Because they are now saying if Fubara now bastard, they say only if Fubara is a bastard, Joe, he will accept that nonsense that Tinubu gave to him. I mean, some of you must have seen all those reactions now, Abi? Because to them, what the hell? Like, who the hell did Tinubu think he is? And even Wiki, like, what the hell? Like, that's like exactly how that man was talking. I'll show you another one here. So to them, those guys, those 27 guys, they are no longer members of Rivers State House of Assembly. But Shea Fubara and his own people, do they have what it will take to enforce that when the INEC Yakubu, the one that made Tinubu president, is still there? And if they say tomorrow Yakubu will come out and say, no, we can, their seat is not vacant, they will say end of story. And then you see some lawyers, they will come out and say, oh, no, it's wrong. Everybody will begin to lie to themselves. But the people of Rivers State, well, somebody said the people of Rivers State will decide. I believe you. Listen to this.
Dr. David Briggs. I'm of Rivers State. I'm an elder statesman in Rivers State, and I've been in and out of government. In a bit to answering your question, I think it's more important because I've had a lot of comments, and every person that has commented has always been on the why question. Why will Sim sign that kind of document? Why didn't he run away? Why did he not reject it? Why would the president present that kind of in a meeting? Why did Odele not reject it? Why? And I think that is not the best at this time. What is most appropriate is what happened. And that's what I want to address. What happened? Actually, the understanding, and I'm saying it from the primary point of view that I'm a participant in that purported meeting. I was there, so I'm a witness. So what I say is primary, not secondary. We are invited for a meeting, but that was not a meeting, because a meeting means opinion will be sought. There will be discussion between both parties, and resolutions will be reached. But that is not what happened. What happened is that Mr. President walked in with a written resolution, addressed us, and declared that what he has in his hand is a presidential proclamation, a presidential directive, and at the point withdraw and emphasize the fact that he is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Therefore, he can whip, and anybody who tends to say no to what he's saying, it has consequence. That is not democratic. That, in a simple layman word, is a threat. He wrote the resolution, but refused to read the resolution. Handed the resolution to Dr. Odele to read and interject. And each time he interjects, it comes with a subtle, polite, smiling insult. And thereafter, he asked the governor to speak. Now let's get it very clear. If you are in the position of the governor, what will you do? Get up and go? Say no to Mr. President with that kind of subtle but energetic threat? Realizing that back home we are fighting an internal aggression and division. If you are in this position, will you want to attract another external fight? The answer is no. So you see that our governor is very intelligent. Very humble, but very intelligent. Not just intelligent, but committed to the value of governance. At that point, I do not expect, Mr. President, and I'm not judgmental about it, it's not expected that the president talk about himself, if you think about the people. And that is the operational word of democracy. What does the people want? And these are the first three words in the Constitution of the United States of America, where we have copied our democracy. We the people is more important than I, the president. We the people is more important than I, the governor. And he gave that order and asked them to sign. And the governor simply made his statement. His statement himself is full of wisdom. That of the president is also full of wisdom because he was operating within the space provided for him by his advisors, and those are the things that killed Abacha. When a leader does not reach out but allow his advisors to detect on what he do and what he doesn't, what he say and what he hasn't said, then you are imprisoned, and that is a worse situation, to allow yourself to be self-imprisoned. So I believe that the president I know, in his own wisest of thought and action, will not come up with that kind of a document. But that being the case, but one of us asked him a simple question, and to be specific, Advocate Amasimeka Hassan, same should do this, governor should do this, governor should do that. You have not said watch those 25 or 27 assembly members that defected from PDP to APC without consulting their constituency and constituent what they should do. And of course, you can see the situation. The president's reaction was very clear and simple, but very, very dangerous. It was a concrete intimidation to say he's a leader. In fact, he withdrew on his seat and said, I'm the leader of the APC in Nigeria. And you are telling them that when babies are born into my family, I should ask them to go. No, they can't go. We are welcome them. It is like a case of Moses crossing the Red Sea. And you are now asking me to tell Moses to go back to Egypt. No. In fact, I am thinking that the governor should have by now joined APC. Then there will be no impeachment. So you can see the situation where Sim finds himself. And I think Rivers people should understand that. So the issue of democracy is we the people. It is the people that will react, not the governor, because the governor has already promised loyalty to the president. That is expected. And that's what he did. So we should know what happened. And I speak what happened. And I want anybody who was there to contradict what I have said. But the truth about it is that we went, we saw, and we have learned. And what we learned to guide our democracy.
So what would be your advice to the Rivers people at this point in time? That's a lot of...
Well, the Rivers people are educated. Rivers people are intelligent. Just like other people in Nigeria. Every ethnic group and ethnic nationality are very intelligent. And so there are national and rational things to do. And I believe that they are going to do that.
So as it stands now, the sacked or the removed lawmaker sacked today and treated on the issue of impeachment. Is it that the implementation of that agreement?
I will tell you this, it's very simple. Why were we there? Why is Tinubu there? It's because of democratic setup. He has a beautiful house to live. I haven't been there, I haven't been to his house, but I was told that he has a very beautiful house, perhaps even better than the villa. But that villa is the foundation of democracy. And I do know that the president is on oath to uphold and protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And therefore, Nigerians are watching him, Rivers people are watching him, whether it's upholding by his pronouncement or he's allowing it fall and break by his pronouncement. I'm not in a position to say that. But I believe that there should be peace in Rivers State, and that's why the governor is saying. But Rivers people knows what is best for them. The moment you allow, a third party to come into your matter, and you are unable to establish the intention and interest of the third party who has come to arbitrate, you are failing. What Tinubu did, and I can say it, was establish his own party interest while arbitrating of peace in Rivers State. And that's exactly what has happened.
Okay, that comes to mind of asking this question. What's now the next move of your party, the PDP, which is now minority in Rivers State, is no longer majority? Are you people still going ahead demanding that the vacated House of Assembly members, are you going to pursue it to the logical conclusion as a PDP stakeholder, as one of the members who founded and founded PDP in Rivers State? Will you allow this thing to come to pass?
I'll say this very clearly. In the eyes of the law, of course I'm not a lawyer, but in the eyes of the law, I have consulted lawyers and I'm educated enough to read the letters of the law. In most cases, they said the symbol of law is blind and double-edged, so it can be misinterpreted. Rivers State is still PDP is still majority in Rivers State House of Assembly. We are not minority.
Why do you say so?
Because we have only 5.
You see, some of you are not, if you are reacting somehow to what that man is saying, if you think if you cannot see through his, what do you call it, is a smart way of answering those questions, making them realize that, listen, this is what Tinubu did. He has put the weight of his office as a president. He has put it into this matter, right? He's not trying to make peace for peace sake anymore. He is now trying to make the interest of his own party, APC, the the foundation for what the peace will look like. So Tinubu walked, well, you heard him all. So Tinubu walked in like a dictator, and I bet you, Wiki and Bajabia Mole, they are those who drafted that resolution. They gave it to Tinubu, and Tinubu walked in and he told them it is a presidential proclamation. Here you get. So the guy said, we were there. What do you want us to do? What do you want the governor to do? To stand up and walk away? Say, now stand up and walk away. Well, sometimes you can't stand up and walk away. Let's be honest. Okay? I have told you that. I think I remember saying that recently, because I used to say that all the time, that you see, all of us, as much as we can look at all these, the person who occupies the office of president in Nigeria, whether by crook or by book or whatever, sure you guys see. You see that position, the way they built it, and it is not trying to blaspheme against God or what have you. Sure you get. Anyone who occupies that position, the kind of power they built around it is not normal. It's not a democratic power. Do you understand that? Yeah? When they say somebody is a president in that settings of Nigeria, it is not a normal power. He is the only person, okay, who can possibly create a problem or start a problem anywhere just because he wants to declare a state of emergency. You get that? He is the only person. I said, you see, no matter how dumb you see Boko warriors, you see that being president there, right? And that what they call the presidency, okay? It's not about Boko warrior anymore. It is about the evil vested interest that is built around that seat. Here you get that Boko Haram may be the most stupidest individual that has ever occupied a position or a presidency of a country. I mean, not that it had anything to kind of offer to impress anyone to earn it, no. But once the power that be made him that, if Boko Haram wanted anyone or if they want to use his name to get anyone from anywhere in the world, they will get you. And it's not a joke. They can use 1001 diabolical means to get anything they want to get. That's how they are. And that is why you see somebody like Tinubu, who happened to be Oluye drug lord, somebody who has been a capo di tutti of the underworld, underworld drug running cartel. So somebody like that will operate like, pretty much pretend like he's still a lord. You can't walk away like that. And that is why when you want to dine with the devil, they say you should have a long spoon. You don't dine with the devil. Why should I dine with the devil? I don't need a long spoon. So Fubara and they know what they have entered, because now one single sweep, all of them, they will arrest them. You will not hear from them. You will not hear from them again. And that is why I was like, you know what? We'll go back to where we are. We cannot challenge them. We cannot say anything, but he has made us know his position. But River State people will decide. I don't think River State people will really decide. that way, because the coming days and weeks, they are sort of pregnant, and I haven't seen any push, or let's say pushback from Fubara that is going to head anywhere. But of course, River State is River State. Last, they will humble whoever is the president using this power. It will only throw River State into more crisis and Nigeria into further economic ruins. That's the only thing I can possibly see happen, because Tinubu is making it clear that the 27 House of Assembly members that ran to APC, Egbekegbe, they've run to him. And he's not going to tell them to go back. You see? And they are saying that they have vacated their seats for doing so. And Tinubu is like, no, go and tell them, yeah, go and represent the budget to them. Fubara hasn't. He hasn't made any real contact with them so far. So, and like I said, probably they are all revolting back to Rivers and wait for what Tinubu will have unleash on them. As it is, that's the best part of the conversation I actually wanted to share with you. Somebody who witnessed it and told us, you see Kolu and those around him, you will look back and see Bokwari. Imagine the world where you have to look back and say, Bokwari is better. Imagine that for a second. A lot of you are already kind of expressing that, Abby. Now, there is this breaking news. The breaking news. Port Harcourt Refinery roars back to life. $1.6 billion was what Bokwari said they budgeted to repair the Port Harcourt Refinery that will be refining 250,000 barrels of crude oil every day. That's a good news, isn't it? But there are some things that are not adding up again. They are not adding up. See, you're going to, I'm going to kind of trigger you, the Lagos Abobakus. What is wrong with you? Why are you not happy? I am happy for you. If it is true. But we have seen the video. I have seen the videos too. Have you seen all the work done? Yeah, I have. I have seen the videos. So why do you now say that, if we believe? I said what I said. At least the news says it is ready and it starts operation immediately. That was 2 days ago. But there was no production immediately there. Maybe that one is just a media hype. Okay, fine. For me, I am somebody who knows that if you lie to me once and I believe, it is your fault. If you lie to me the second time, and I believe again, then that is my own fault. And don't blame me. Please don't. Because while I was there thinking, man, this is a good news. After 8 years, Port Harcourt Refinery was working in 2015. Warri Refinery was working in 2015. They had about 3 refineries working in Nigeria when they handed over power to Bokwari APC, Egbekegbe. 6 months after that, all of them shut down. And they never worked again. Then in 2019, Bokwari said he has awarded the contract for the refurbishment of the Port Harcourt Refinery, $1.6 billion. So they now said it is ready. It will be ready by December. Wow, that's actually something, right? It will be ready by December 2023. Somebody said that in June. That is the Kiari guy who is still there now, right? And this is December. The Port Harcourt Refinery that will refine 250,000 barrels of crude oil every day is back to life. That is good news. I'm not against it. But are you sure that it is actually ready? Well, they said it will start production after Christmas. And Christmas, it will be, they can't work in Christmas. Everybody's off the place now, okay? So maybe after New Year. Let's say after New Year, okay? It's a good thing. Listen to me. If it is actually real, you want me to tell you that it's not? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that what I'm saying is that there will be no production inside that Port Harcourt refinery. Not anytime sooner than June next year. But you have not been there now. I don't have to be there. I've never been into Dangote's refinery. But when you know, facts don't lie. Sure you get. And wishes. We say I'm wishing. I wish. Wishes don't pay rent. You have to hand the money and pay. It is either it is ready or it is not. There's nothing. There is no in between. Oh, you know them now. They ran all of the cables they wanted to run. They tested all of the base and all of the module and all of them. They tested everything. They replaced some and did all of that. They've been doing that for the past 4 years. 2019. And they started the generator. Pooh. Oh, refinery is back. Oh, hey. And then they showed us a video. You know where you'll be seeing the gas flaring. You know that gas flaring, you know, in Nigeria, that is what they used to show that a refinery is working. You'll be seeing this long what do you call that thing again? That thing that always come out, that's long pipe that comes out of the refinery like that, and then they just kind of emit all this dark cloud, fire, and there's a dark smoke, dark smoke, or even fire like that, and it's damn good. I mean, Port Harcourt refinery is back to life. So, but apart from that, they also said Nigerians should not rejoice, because that one is even the heartbreaking part. The fact that it's back to life, you can say congratulations. Thank you. Good. Oh, yes. But there is nothing to be happy about. You get? So as things going, you know, with Dangote refinery, with Port Harcourt refinery, and any other refinery out there, you are going to end up buying a liter of petrol for 1,000 naira or 950 naira before June 2024. It doesn't change anything. When exactly are you going to actually have something to say, thank God that you be Nigerian? Something that can bring proper relief, reprieve. This whole hardship, trouble, everything. It's a funnel. No funnel. I have a name for it, too. Chimney. Can we call it chimney? Chimney is the one that is on the, the buildings. I don't think they call the one in, but you have the idea. Yeah, but it's not chimney. I don't think. Or is it called chimney too? Do you call that chimney too? I like in refinery, right? Somebody said flames. No, come on, man. Sademo. No, not that. Anyway, Sha, I will share that clip with you before we continue. All right. So that what do you call it? Port Harcourt refinery, the news.
sometime in the month of November. But for some reason, maybe by providence, I was outside the country, GCOT was outside the country, EVP was outside the country. Most of us were outside the country, and so we couldn't hold the STECO. We rescheduled, and then something happened again, we were not in the country, and then eventually we resolved that it's better for us to hold to the STECO that will coincide, with the commencement of operations, of the Port Harcourt Refinery. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to bore you anymore because, people who have spoken before me have spoken all that I would have said, but just to announce to Nigerians that the fulfillment of our pledge, to bring on stream phase 1 of the Port Harcourt Refinery by the end of 2023 and the subsequent streaming of the phase 2 in 2024, we hardly announce the mechanical completion and flare startup on the 20th of December 2023. This heralds the commencement of production of petroleum products after the Christmas break. We want to thank Nigerians for their patience and the trust on the NNPC to deliver on our promise and mandate on the rehabilitation of our refineries. This is also another landmark on the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Congratulations.
Nuisance, Lele.
Madman. Did you hear that word there? Phase 1. The phase 1 of the Port Harcourt Refinery. Because they wanted to make sure that when they start the generator like that, and the light comes on, they are able to they are able to do that before the end of December. So that they can tell all of you, thank you so much for all of your prayers. Thank you very much for all the support and the encouragement. We're happy to tell you now that the Port Harcourt Refinery is now ready. So we'll begin production after Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And everybody's like, but did you hear him when he said phase 1, Abi? It wasn't phase 1, it wasn't phase 2. Yeah, I got it, sir. Sir Demo. They said it is called flare. That thing that is on the, that thing that we were calling chimney earlier, right? It's called flare. So that is how myself sort of do my thing. Yeah. Why is that? Why is it doing that? Why is Anyway, so to somebody like myself, I don't just read the headlines. I kind of dig in to see something that will prove that, okay. You begin to throw the numbers, you begin to explain what the capacity of what this is going to be doing. What does this mean? What does Port Harcourt Refinery is ready? What does it mean to Nigeria economy? If it is real, you begin to throw the numbers. Oh, you know what? It is the refinery that is going to be producing refining 250,000 barrel of crude oil every day. And from that, we are going to get a so number of jet fuel. That is the aviation fuel for for the planes. Petrol for your cars and your generators. Diesel. You'll be able to give us that number, and people will begin to feel like, okay, if Port Harcourt Refinery can be churning out so amount of hundreds of thousands of liters of petrol, or hundreds of thousands of liters of water, you know what I mean? Like, how many can we get? They say you'll get 54 liters. Remember, I checked that here the other day. 54 liters of petrol is what you are going to get in one barrel of crude oil. Alexa, are you there? Alexa?
Yes, I'm here.
Good.
I listen once I hear the wake word.
Good. How many liters of petrol would you get from a barrel of crude oil? That's the problem I find, Alexa, how many liters of petroleum would you get from A barrel of crude oil.
From coursero.com.
Mhm.
On average, about 74 liters, 19.5 US gal, 16.3 in gal, of petrol are available from a barrel of crude oil, about 46% by volume, varying with the quality of the crude and the grade of the petrol.
74 gallons, that is 74 liters. So if you now multiply 74 liters times 250,000 barrels a day, that's more than probably more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million liters of petrol that will be coming out of Port Harcourt Refinery. So when you play with numbers like that, then people, people like me will begin to feel like, okay, now I think they know what they are saying, but they don't do that in Nigeria. They don't do that in Nigeria. They just give the people. It's working now. I say, hey, hey, thank you, God. Renew the hope. But nobody gets to know anything anymore. And then later you hear that, Port Harcourt Refinery is still going through some renovation. I say, but in December, you said it's ready. No, it's the phase 1. We are now going into the distillation, to the chemical. They'll begin to speak grammar. Go and write it down. But if it is true, they should be able to play with number and say, oh, listen, we are going to be getting 5 million liters of petroleum, 4 million liters of diesel, so million liters of yes, every day. So Port Harcourt Refinery in a month can produce all the liters of petroleum, diesel that the entire country needs. And subsidy that is gone can actually be gone. I'm just being trying to be real here. Oh, look at it. They will never tell you any of that. They just want you to go out there. Then you begin to wonder later that, but what has this now added to our life now? How has this now, what does this mean? Because it is mostly unreal. And when it is, they will corner it in a way that it is between themselves. Is that not what they have been doing with your crude oil? 1 million barrel of crude oil delivered to Dangote. Another 500,000 liter of crude oil delivered to Dangote. Igba olo ma bere production. When? It's going to start in December. We look December is just about 9 days away, I'll be 10 days away. Before you know it, at the bus January, Unago begin they use another excuses again. And you will be calling us the enemy who know wish Nigeria well. But meanwhile, I'm actually asking you to scrutinize what they are telling you so that you don't look back later and say, and I believe them then. No. So you will never have to believe them for any reason, and you can't look back in 2-3 years' time and say, but I thought they said they have already fixed that and go. That Port Harcourt Refinery. I say, but I was the enemy that time. I was the bad person who doesn't wish Nigeria well. Just for asking you to probe them further, and you will see the scam, you see the fraud. Even though you might be wondering, but why? But why? Because Nigeria is a crime scene. Okay. So when I was, because if these things, if they actually deliver these things, these are life-changing things, life-impacting stuff. Sure you get. So, and it should be impactful. What do I mean by that? Nigeria is the owner of the crude oil. Abi, you are not buying that. There's no point in saying, okay, we want to, you know what I mean? So whatever Nigeria sell crude oil to the world, Abi. So the Nigeria has a refinery, refining our own crude and selling it to our citizens. The same way you are selling your crude oil to collect dollars. Then sell your refined crude oil to boost your local economy, where you can also earn Naira. Balance both. Cut out corruption and see if you are not going to be buying a liter of petroleum for just 100 Naira. In today's, I know, listen, I know one thing. when it comes to petroleum these days, there is no charity around it anymore. It is the most expensive business now. The cost of refining the crude oil now, from what I have heard, is making it more and more unprofitable. If they should, for any reason, like cut the cost below production. But what is the subsidy that Nigeria can get from their government? Then they have a refinery. They are the owners of the crude oil. Abi, they call that their own subsidy. Refine the crude oil and sell it cheaper to them, boost your economy. People make affordable, people create business and they have affordable living. All of this, run that economy cheap. On that subsidized petroleum, because it is not imported. It is produced inside the place. What is wrong with that? But they're already telling Nigerians, no, it's not because of cheap oil. Don't think it's going to make fuel cheap. Then what are the people celebrating then? They are celebrating what? Anyway, let's go further a bit. You see all those tribunal judges that did very, very